Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to take a look at KORS, or Orcas. This is a upgrade by ORBX, and it is available in the Flight Sim Marketplace, which is in-game. You go in and you go under official content, and you will see this available. I believe the airport is $12.99 US. It brings to us the airport that is located in San Juan County, I believe, in the Pacific Northwest. That is in Washington, Washington State. And it is a beautiful little airport. And they bring us the charm of this local airport and the details that it needs. I did fly out of here before I bought the kit. Got an idea of what the airport was, looked like in the game. And I will say that it looks much, much more realistic in the pack. So I don't know if this was something that was from FSX and they set it up, but the textures are just gorgeous and it is much more true to life than the original. So let's go ahead and take a quick drone tour, kind of look around at some of the details that are in the airport in the pack, and then we'll do a couple flights, one a day and one in the late evening to see what the lighting looks like. So let's get started. The first thing that I want to bring to your attention, whenever I start and stop the recording, it resets the drone. So I have to get the drone in one take. This marina here on the Flight Sim version, it's just a shadow of docks in the water. There's not actual boats. They've come in and replaced the shadows. You can still kind of see the shadows there, but they've replaced it with actual boats. So when you're down on the ground in your aircraft taxiing around, you see these boats parked here in the harbor. That is worth the price of admission because the flat scenery from Microsoft is terrible. Also here you can see we have, just neat details like the glide slope lights, or, guide lights. Look at the taxiway signs. Those are really nice. Let's head over to the main airport. We do have kind of clunky looking cars parked along, but they are high detail compared to the in-game models. You can see here as we look down at these, they're pretty clunky, but they look better than the ones that are in the game, sort of. Though they might be some of them might be the same. I noticed that there's the lines on the roof, like the split, like this gray, whatever that is, and they go away when you get close. That's the same as the traffic in game, so I'm imagining they're probably using the same thing. Things included in the pack include like these high detail hangars that are actually there. We have a new fuel stop that is like a real rocket fuel, jet aircraft and rocket. Got this guy's camper that's parked here to the side. There are people that live here. I don't think they live on this side. They live on the other side of the airport, and I'll kind of tour you over there. Box truck. I love these, the way that these guys are doing these flags for the wind direction. And we have a helicopter pad. Resplendent with ambulance, ready to bring ill and injured people to the airport to fly them into a more major hospital. Another cool truck, different color. Some of the detailed buildings. You got like this East Sound Water District wastewater treatment facility. I don't know why that's on the airport grounds, but apparently it's there. We have our actual fuel stop here for the aircraft that we're flying. Amstar Aviation Fuels. Is that like Hamster Aviation Fuels? And we have a fire truck on the ready for when the airplanes catch fire as you refuel them. Parked Piper Cub. Cadet. What the heck is that? That's not American. Only Europeans use multi-wheeled vehicles like that. Here we have, I think this is the FBO, the Fixed Base of Operations. East Sound Office and Terminal, yeah. That's our tower. Aeronautical Services. Biplane rides. Hey, I'd love that. That'd be awesome. I'm too big for that, though. But then this is the Orcas Airdrome, we have the famous painting on the roof so that as pilots fly over, they know that this is KORS. The parking lot for people that want to go flying, along with the almost empty at this time of day parking area. See what the sign says here. Orcas Island Airport. Kenmore Air, San Juan Airlines, FedEx. I think when I read online, they said they have something like 114 flights a day out of this airport. It is a very busy, I don't say private airport, but small aircraft airport. Here's the fire station. Got some details in the city. I don't know. I think this is not the generic scenery. Once you get out of the range of this a little bit, though, it is. And you'll notice that the parking lots are lower detail textures. But one of the things that you do pay for is definitely better textures on the ground, runways, correct taxiways. If you do the Microsoft version, the taxiways are a little bit clunky and they get lost. They're not clearly marked. Here we have a community, obviously, where people live, and then they also have their airplanes parked next to where they live. Kind of a neat idea. We could taxi up into their neighborhood. You can actually bring your airplane up here. It's pretty cool. You can pretend like you own one of these houses if you're role-playing, like I often do because I'm weird. And then also, they do have some open hangars. I don't know if you can... I haven't tried to pull my airplane in the hangars. I suppose between one of the flights we could try that. I want to see what this sign said over here. Airport Center. Oh, that's so funny. Orcas Family Health Center. Eye Clinic, San Juan Insurance. That's funny. So there's like a little business plaza here. Cool. So let's go ahead and that gives you an idea of what the airport looks like during the day. We're going to go ahead and fly around once. And then when we land, we will taxi in and definitely try to pull into one of the hangars. The only downside is if you get in the hangar, I'm not quite sure how. Maybe you can get an airport pushback. I don't know how that works. But there's definitely an open hangar right there. Let's see if we can fly in there with the drone. So you can pretend like that's your hangar. There were lots of pictures of an open hangar. Maybe that was the idea, was to do that. Because they made such a big deal about it. Like, oh, look, open hangar, open hangar. There's like 4 pictures of it. Here it is. I don't know. My tail would probably hit that roof. I don't think I could get the airplane in there, but maybe. All right, so let's go ahead and fly. I'll be right back. And so this is what it's like to fly out of KORS. On the famous Orcas Island in San Juan County, Washington, north of Seattle, south of Vancouver, kind of near Victoria Island. You can see here just the gorgeous detail scenery. Over this way, same deal. And here's the town. And Puget Sound. And this airplane just wants to climb. All right, pull that back, pull the throttle back a little bit. I wonder what they fly here, if they fly right or left traffic. Like, I wonder... Airport back there. It seems like it would make more sense physically to fly left traffic because of the way that the mountains are so close on this side if you're not leaving the pattern. But I don't know. The tower's on this side of the runway, so it seems almost like they would be flying right traffic. But I don't know. if you're from the area, you could probably tell us. Yes, they actually do fly left traffic. So now you can see clearly that we were on an island off to the north of the mountains of the Pacific Northwest. We're going to turn northwest here. And there's our beautiful little airport on the ground. So once again, this is a nice scenic spot to fly. This airport's a little bit more expensive. Some of it didn't get great ratings. I'm not sure. It had a 3 out of 5 stars. I really like it. I have been very happy flying here. And, you know, a lot of times I like to find, as I said in some of my earlier reviews, small airports with which to practice takeoff and landings in like touch and goes, in Cessnas and Piper Cubs, and just kind of enjoy, you know, flying circuits. And this airport is perfect for that. You know, and especially, you know, if you're putting money into an airport, you want to be spending a lot of time there. So I personally like these airports because they really are designed to, you know, you're basically going to go there and do what I'm doing. You want to practice flying and maybe fly between here and like Whitby, or Whitby, or however you pronounce it, or maybe Victoria, or some other nearby airport, and just kind of fly back and forth between that airport and this airport, like just to practice taking off and landing and navigating. And that's what this is for. But these are also, you know, obviously famous airports that, you know, guys that are, you know, private pilots that are playing the simulator and want to get their local airport, you know, can be happy and go out and buy this. So is it worth it? Well, I got to leave that up to you. I personally, for myself, I'm glad I bought it. I like the scenery in this area. This is a fun place to fly. It can be a little bit, if you're playing with live weather, there are a lot of days where it's going to be very difficult to fly if you're flying a VFR aircraft, because, you know, the clouds really do sock in here, and it gets pretty ugly. But I think, you know, if you like airports, the price of admission is $12. It's not ridiculously expensive. It's not cheap either, but, you know, for what you're getting, it's a pretty nice airport, and you get some of the surrounding scenery too, obviously. The details like the fire trucks and the fire station, and, you know, the neighborhood that where people have their airplanes parked and they, you know, live there, but they also fly in and out. That's kind of, those are really neat details. And so I think that's, you know, if you're into that kind of stuff and you want it to look nice, that is, it's worth it. Now, once again, my system specs, I'm currently running the game on Ultra with a few things like shadows, a lot of the shadows, and like the window details, like the reflections and stuff, I have turned on high instead of Ultra. But the main game settings I have on Ultra, and things like texture filtering and stuff I have turned up all the way. I am running a Intel i7-7700K processor. It is an, I believe, a 4-core processor with hyper-threading, so 8 cores total. And it has 32 gigabytes of RAM. I'm running a NVIDIA 2070 Super video card at 1080p. And I have the game installed on an SSD drive. So with all that in concert, this game runs very smoothly when you're in a non-glass cockpit, and fairly smoothly with most of the glass cockpit airplanes. But honestly, they are terrible. They really need to work on the optimization with the glass cockpits, because it's not the game, it's something with the glass cockpit that's causing these I had my rudder on. It's causing the frame rate stutters that people are complaining about, and that I've been experiencing. So anyway, so here we are landing in the evening, well, it's like early evening, at KORS Airport. And you can see here, just having the boats parked next door, like the details are nice. It's very nicely done. It makes you feel like you're really landing at a real airport. And that's the point of buying these extra packs. So, little get her down. Now, let's taxi into the hangar and see if we can get in there without crashing. Will it take my tail off? We'll find out. I think we're going to turn here. And we are flying the Cessna Aerobat. Now, I've seen a lot of head tracking software. You guys are wondering, I know some of you are going to ask, like, are you using... I use an IR tracker. I have seen some iPhone tracking stuff that looks pretty darn good, actually. So I'm not discounting that stuff. I don't know if it works well. You'll have to try it for yourself. But the IR tracker tends to be a little bit expensive, but it does work well. Okay, I've never actually parked an airplane in a hangar in real life, or... Well, I've never actually flown an airplane in real life, so... I've been in an airplane. Does that count? Try to go right down the center so we get the wings on either side. Can we pull in? Looks like we're going in. I think in real life you probably would push the airplane in backwards. I don't think you'd pull in unless you had nobody to help you. But even then, I think they could push. Most people, I've seen pilots by themselves pushing aircraft into hangars. Yeah, so we're in the hangar. That's pretty cool. We could get a pretty cool shot here. Let's see. I want to get outside the airplane, so give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm geeking out now. Let's go ahead and have a geek moment here. Showcase. Yeah, I'm inside the barn. Yeah. Let's take a look here. Oh, look. That's pretty cool. Okay, I gotta admit that is like probably the dumbest thing ever. But if you're like want to simulate, that's pretty neat that you can park the airplane in the hangar. I'm pretty cooled out by that. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna take a break here. I'm gonna come back at night. Let's see how this airport looks like at sunset or a little bit later. And I'm gonna reset to the airplane because that's how the drone controls work. Okay, so here we are in the evening. I just want to show you the evening textures. We're not going to necessarily go for a flight, but I wanted to show you. We do have lighting, ground lighting and stuff like that. And it looks good. There's all, we have the full airport lighting coming in for a landing so you can see the runway. And that's pretty important. It looks like the pads are a little bit lit up, but none of the airports really are that lit up at night anyway. So, and there's definitely some stuttering going on here. I don't know what's causing that, but you can see there I'm having like jerk-tastic frame rates. And that is Flight Simulator. That's not the airport. That happens to me wherever I go. So, interesting. Maybe it's just a drone thing. But there you go. So that's what the airport looks like in the evening. Looks good. I don't think you'd be doing much night, but we can... Let's go ahead and fast forward time a little bit more. Yeah, at night it's pretty dark. I'd be scared. I would. It's not super visible, is it? But once again, this is a mostly VFR airport. I don't know that they really cater to people that are doing IFR. So there's the airport. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Once again, I'll leave it up to you whether you think it's worth it or not. I think it's a pretty cool airport. I'm very happy with the way that it turned out, and I've been enjoying it immensely. But that's me. Everybody's different. Not everyone's going to like what I like and think it's cool what I think is cool. But I like the fact that we pulled into the hangar. I thought that was pretty darn cool. So anyway, have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on Flight Simulator 2020. Bye.